Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to round 15. It is the penultimate round of the 2016 Thrustmaster PRO Championship, or the Pro Series it is called. We've got 16, just over that, minutes to go in qualifying, and it's the third race effectively around this track. We've already seen the World Championship previous week. Yesterday was Ace, and today we have an action-packed Pro grid. Today I'm being joined by Martin Stefanko, though a fantastic driver, but today his role will be commentating. Stefanko, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and hello to all the viewers.
So Stefanko, then, a new race today ahead of us. Yesterday you were present in the Ace broadcast as well, which, well, how would we call it? It was a unique race. You can fill that in for yourself whether it's positive or negative, but...
Well, I guess pretty much the start was okay, I would say. Then the middle of the race was pretty boring, not gonna lie, but you could say that it was all worth it in the end, because we have seen some action, a few incidents and a few mistakes from certain drivers, so I would say it wasn't that bad, but you know, it of course with more people it would have been a lot better.
Straight away, I would like to apologize since the tower isn't fully working on the stream. We've basically only got one driver in there, so it's gonna be hard to see what kind of lap times the drivers have been setting. We'll be trying to fix that over the course of this quali. Ah, there we go. Just as I said that. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that in the chat.
Right, apologies for that short break we just had. Apparently there were a few stutters on stream. Should all be fixed now. Again, apologies for that. 13 more minutes to go. I'm still wondering whether the tower is actually going to fully work in this session. I definitely hope so. Parvez is apparently in first with a 38.8, but I doubt that would be true.
Yeah, George Winter is now fastest with 138.3, so almost half a second quicker than Parvez.
Yeah, Stefanko, if you could sometimes keep us up to date on the standings, that would be fantastic, and the lap times.
Of course.
Since the tower is not fully working. So what is Winter doing? Winter currently on an out lap.
Yes, Winter currently on an out lap, preparing for his second hot lap. Of course, we saw George Winter in the WC race, but yeah, that didn't go really the way he wanted.
Well, this is a good opportunity for him to show how it's done then, right?
Yeah. At least he can have a much better race now in Pro.
Yeah, the two compounds we've got available are the medium and the hard tires, but look at the air temperature right now. It's 0 centigrade, which is not a lot at all. That was in fact a freezing or a freeze warning for Texas, for Austin. So yeah, very low temperatures. The interesting fact though is that Texas is like 6 hours earlier than UK time, so it's technically morning there. And over the course of the race it could well warm up, and that is quite interesting, because people who have gone for extremely low radiators now, as Dave Paling is coming across the line, 38.8 from him puts him up in third. If it is going to warm up over the course of the race and people have gone for extremely low radiator sizes, you know, if it is like suddenly 11 centigrade at the race, it can make a bit of a difference there.
It surely can, but I think the drivers got it under control, but of course someone might try to go for an extremely So
So George Winter then preparing himself for another lap. That Dave Cook in front of him, I think it is.
yes, it is. Dave Cook currently on his first hot lap. Currently in 16, but of course he doesn't have that lap time yet. And of course David Cook is our championship leader. He's in the fight for the title with Felipe Giro. So it will be interesting to see how well these drivers will do in this race. Currently, Felipe Giro is in 6th place with a 1:39.6, which is over 1 second slower than what George Winter has done. So, but he has done the fastest first sector. He has a purple first sector, so good start from him.
On board then with David Cook as he is down the straight in between turn 11 and 12. This will be the main overtaking zone coming race day. He hits 337 kilometers an hour. The best so far is 339. No idea who has said that, but it is a fact. Dave Cook across the second sector mark, so to say, started to come into a very technical final sector. And there's a car in front of him who's actually spun and they make contact. So that is David Cook's lap ruined, and in the meantime we see Winter making an absolute drift as well. Yeah, abandons his lap.
Well, that is of course a shame. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. And Parves is in the meantime half a tenth up on his previous lap, so we'll see what he can do in the final sector. Giro not really, you know, putting in the lap time which is going to move himself into the top 3, I would say. We'll see what he can do though.
Yeah, he is 4 tenths slower than George Winter in the second sector, so
yeah, exactly.
We will see. The 1:39.0, which puts him up into 5th position, 2 tenths behind Dave Paling and Parves.
Yeah, and Parves puts himself now in 2nd at 38.4, so
exactly.
Good lap from him, 3.5 tenths improved, and put some pressure on Winter as well. I mean, the gap is half a tenth, something about right about there, so not a bad lap from Parves.
Yeah, not at all. Very good lap from him. George Winter goes out onto the circuit again to improve on his lap time.
Talking about improvements, Van Loggerenberg just went 2.5 tenths quicker too, puts himself in 7th, will be nice for him. But obviously, all eyes are a bit on David Cook, because he is yet to set the lap time. We saw what happened with him before, very unlucky circumstances, I would say. And has he done, or has he tried 2 timed laps already, or was that his first one?
Who exactly?
Cook.
Cook, that was his first one, I think.
Okay, so he's got 8 more minutes to do another 3 timed laps.
Yeah, I'm just watching Christopher Raby right now, because he has improved by 6 tenths on his previous lap time in the first sector, and he's 3 tenths behind George Winter in the second sector, so he could well get into the top 5 if he manages to have a good final sector. He outbreaks himself, bit of luck up.
Triple right-hander here, triple apex right-hander. Fantastic section, then the penultimate corner. This is such an important one. If you get it right, pretty much apply an apex. Keeps it nicely within the track limits. We see a lot of drivers going wide there. He keeps it in there. Final corner for him. Slight understeer at the apex of the corner. Could never really reach out for the apex and touch it. However, he does a 38.6. So 3rd for him. He'll be happy with that. And in fact, he did a purple final sector. So
yeah,
nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, 3rd position, only 2 tenths behind George Winter, so a very good lap from Christopher Raby.
Cook then, 21.0 in the first sector. It's about a 10th down, I think, on Georg Winter. On board with the Canadian. Turn 11, missed the apex a little bit, will compromise his exit, and that is quite important for this very long straight. DRS will be wide open. Notice, by the way, how the air temperature is already getting up. We saw 0 centigrade about 10 minutes ago, and now we're already at 3 degrees centigrade. Yeah,
it's definitely getting hotter here in Texas, so But I think the drivers got the radiator size under control. But we'll see. Might see some blown engines in the race.
Very nice from Cook, keeps it controlled. Whether it's quick, I have no idea. Reaches out for the apex nicely, uses the curb.
Not bad.
Exactly. Very controlled lap, I would say, from Cook. Nothing too fancy, nothing too serious. The RS will be open. P4, P5 maybe even higher. P3 even,
P3.
There we go. Good job from him, half a
luck.
tenth quicker than his teammate.
And George Winter has done personal best in the first sector by 200ths of a second. And it's the same in the second sector.
Yeah, lost 1,000th of a second there. Showing great consistency, and then here we go, this is so important. Again, his backhand seems to drop it there. I think it's due to the overspeed he's carrying into there. Again, you can see the rear end somewhat stepping out on entry. That rear end is very loose on that car.
Definitely, not really stable. But we have, we have seen that yesterday on Lucas Schmidt's car. His car was pretty unstable as well, especially in qualifying.
Winter across the line, improves his lap time by 1.5 tenths, but look behind. I was about to say Parvis has done the purple middle sector, but he's already lost it in the first sector again, so
yeah,
he's still a 10th down. Good lap from Georg Winter, of course, and Parvis loses it.
Yeah.
On the traction zone of the triple apex, right-hander. And it is hard though, to be fair. Stefanko, I'm sure you would have noticed it as well. I mean, when you have the boost setting activated there, of course it's quali. So you give it full bananas, and then before you know it, you take the slightly wrong line. You're a centimeter off the rubber line and you lose it.
Yeah, exactly. With the boost and on low fuel, it's pretty tough to get it right. Like you said, if you just get 1 centimeter off, it's lap over. That just shows that how tough it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, some drivers are going to set another lap time here. I'll quickly take you through the top 10 standings since we haven't got the tower available. Winter leads 38.2. Parvis is 2 tenths behind that. David Cook is another 2 tenths behind. So the first 3 guys are separated by roughly 2 tenths the whole time. Christopher Raby in 4th, also a 0.6, only half a tenth behind David Cook. Then it's Roger, 38.7, 38.8 from Paling, and then we drop into the 39s with Van Delft, Giro, Van Lorenberg and Lopez in 10th. 4 more minutes to go, a little bit less than that. Cook coming around the first sector. You can see the tires smoking there. He's 2.5 tenths down though, so not a fantastic first sector at all for the Canadian.
Yeah, on the other hand, Christopher Raby another personal best in the first sector, not even 1 tenth behind George Winter. Ooh!
Messes it up though, sausage curb.
Yeah, exactly. Bad on his lap time.
Nobody really on for an improvement. Dave Paling is about to start his lap. We'll keep the cameras focused on David Cook. He's pretty much the only one who is currently on the lap. I think most drivers are preparing now for having one more shot with 3 more minutes to go.
Not a good lap from him.
No, 4 tenths down.
Yeah, he's losing quite a lot, so I don't think there's going to be any improvement. Yeah, and Dave Paling also not the best first sector.
Exactly, same time down as Cook. The exact same time, 2.5 tenths down already at the end of the first sector. Is this Dave Paling's final attempt? I think it would be.
Yes, it is.
Okay. He's got one more shot then. Zaharov in the meantime also is improving. Zaharov currently in 13th and qualifying on the prime tire. That's interesting. Dave Paling now, turn 12. This is where you can gain so much time. He gets the braking right, misses the apex slightly. Could have been a little bit more over the curb, but not too bad for him at all. He has lost, however, a bit more time. Beautiful shadow from the helicopter, which is flying over that part of the circuit. But it won't do Dave Paling any good in terms of lap time, I doubt.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any improvement either for Dave Paling, but we'll see.
Now it's going to get interesting because basically everyone has started their laps now. Just one more attempt for all of these guys.
It's going to be an interesting final few minutes. This qualifying session.
Paling coming around the final corner. Not going to be an improvement.
Nope. Definitely.
Even gave up. Lopez then half a tenth up at the end of the first sector. There's a car in front of him though. He could use a bit of slipstream perhaps, but he doesn't. I don't see why you even would try to go for the slipstream there. Because the flag-to-flag car moved away quite early on.
Yeah, and I'm looking at Felipe Jeroen, and he's slower in the first sector as well by 3 tenths, so what is going on here?
Yeah, Lopez also has lost out in the middle sector, 2.5 tenths down again. So he needs a magical final sector in order to improve. He's currently got a 139.2. Jero has gone a bit faster in the second sector.
Well, he's gone quite a lot faster in the second sector. He has gained 3 tenths on himself there.
So we'll focus on Lopez first. He comes round the final corner now. Needs to get his right down to second gear. Reach out for the apex. Again, he turns it a little bit too early into the corner. And thanks to that, he compromises his exit. Will cross the line though, and it is an improvement. Yeah, so 9th for him. And then Jero, a thousandth up on his own time because of a good middle sector. But can he improve?
No.
No.
Just only 0.02 of a second. Now it's a shame because he gained 3 tenths in the second sector, which would put him up maybe into P5. But yeah, didn't get the best lap.
And neither Parves, Raby or Cook are improving on the lap times at the moment. Neither is George Winter. So this will be interesting. It's actually the top 5 is in relatively close proximity to each other. So it will be fun when they all cross the line. Parves at the end of the second sector. Half a tenth down. So he needs a good final sector himself too. Go ahead.
Christopher Raby 1 tenth up on himself. 2 tenths losing to George Winter. So he needs to get it right in the final sector. And he could move himself up on the front row if he gets the final sector right. Which would be obviously a great result from him.
Tell you what, I think if Parves has had a good final sector, he can move himself a little bit further up in terms of lap time. Not in terms of position, I don't think. He stays second though for the time being. It is an improvement actually. Very close to George Winter.
Yeah.
And Arabi across the line also has improved, but not by enough. 38.5 from him. And Cook, meh. I don't see that one happening.
I don't see... Yeah, I don't see an improvement. Same for George Winter. And Parves very close to George Winter, only 6 thousandths of a second difference.
Winter
That's incredible. Oh, he improved by 2 thousandths of a second. Well, that's qualifying done. George Winter will start from pole position with Parves alongside him on the front row. Christopher Raby will start with David Cook, so an ACR lineup on the second row. Cameron Roger and Dave Paling 5th and 6th. Felix van Delft will start from 7th. Mark Hutchinson from 8th. Felipe Giro, not really the best qualifying from him, will start from 9th, and Jordi Lopez will round out the top 10.
Yep, well said. We'll apologize once more for the tower not working in his qualifying session. Must have been tricky to keep up to date with it. Remember, we've also got a live timing, and I think that's actually always linked in the description of the YouTube stream. So qualifying finished then, it's over. You can see in the pit lane there are a few, what would you call them, I guess marshals maybe, a few press members perhaps, talking to each other in front of Winter's car, who takes pole position then, the German. But as you said, Stefanko, I mean, yeah, 8 tenths between P1 and P2. Not a lot at all, is it?
No, it's really close. It's unbelievably close. So I think overall the grid is pretty close. If you take a look at the top 10, so it should be a very interesting race.
And talking about the race, it obviously starts that 42 lap race with the run up to turn 1. having my cameras pointed at it right now, and it is a very steep run. Obviously, it's a very tight corner as well. So, yeah, I mean, the track width is quite, quite wide. It is quite a wide track, so there's plenty of space really, but it tightens up a little bit on the apex there, so you have to be careful going through there, of course. And wouldn't surprise me if we see a few pieces of contact.
Definitely.
The clock on the on the start-finish straight is actually working, by the way. You can see the second counter, so to say. You see that moving. It's interesting. Never seen that before.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting feature. So, strategies. What about the strategy? Do you think that one stop is possible here with how many is it? 43 laps or 42?
Yes.
I think so as well. I already have a guess who's gonna try one stop. I think we all do. And of course it's Felipe Giro. So if he can make it stick, he could move himself up a few places.
So, as the warm-up session is underway, we'll be going for a little ad break and be back soon. Make sure to grab your drinks and get yourself ready for this 42-lap race around Circuit of the Americas. And battling is already on between Winter and David Cook. So there we go. These guys are definitely, feeling a little bit of that battling taste already, which is yet to unfold. So finally we're back. We've had some issues regarding the broadcasting plugin, but we are back. Apologies for that once again, but at least we seem to be settled now. The broadcast plugin is working, the tower is working, people are rejoining the server, and that is good because we've got 9 minutes left in this warm-up session. 13 drivers so far in, 14, there we go. So everyone seems to be stably reconnecting, and look at the air temperature now. Martin, I mean, 6 degrees all of a sudden.
Oh,
and
yeah.
not too long ago it was at 0.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting what the drivers will choose and their radiator size.
We've had some reports as well that Jeroen has got some spiky pedals. I assume he's got some kind of Logitech pedals who will always start to spike after you use them for quite a while.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing? It's not that funny, is it?
No, it's not for him. I mean, but I had that experience as well. I mean, when you use these plastic beep, it's just annoying.
Yeah, we definitely recommend buying a Thrustmaster wheel.
Yeah, definitely buy a Thrustmaster.
Yep. Oh! Felipe Giro spinning out of his pit box. I got it on camera, Felipe. So, we have got the German Georg Winter starting from pole position. Now, the thing with Winter is, in my opinion, he's a fantastic driver, very, very quick, very fast, especially over the course of one lap. But can he keep it together as well over the course of a whole race distance? He has got Parvez behind, who I would have to say has stepped up his game since Malaysia onwards, because I remember him doing very well in Malaysia too. Finding himself at the top most of the time, and then you have got those 2 ACR cars behind him. It's not gonna be easy for him, and let's have a look. Where is Winter? He's 17. He's fighting with Jordi Lopez again. And I wonder what kind of top speed there is in that car. It would be easy for him to defend, in other words.
Well, we'll see. What is his top speed? Of course, if you have low top speed, then defending will be very difficult.
Yeah, we spoke about it in Asia, and apparently it was a subject as well in the World Championship stream. But the first sector is so horrible with the dirty air. You can really, be right on the back of someone coming into turn 1, but you are going to just simply lose a few car lengths usually in the very flowing fast ass corner. So. It is hard. Winter here going to try and overtake on Lopez. Turn 1. Makes that one stick.
Yep.
Now look at Lopez. I mean, where's Lopez?
Lopez.
P3.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how much he has lost. Just a few car lengths already.
Yeah.
And obviously you will pick up the DRS, and it's a really long straight, to be honest. It really is. But for some reason, I just find this track quite hard to overtake it, and I think it's all due to the dirty air in sector 1.
Yeah, I can agree on that. Definitely isn't that easy to overtake here. I mean, you could say that probably the only 2 chances are into turn 1 and on this back straight, so... Of course, if someone has a bad exit or makes a mistake, then there are opportunities elsewhere, but under normal circumstances, these are probably the only 2 options where you can overtake someone.
Speaking of the Pro Championship, it hasn't been wrapped up yet. David Cook is still in the fight for it, but it's quite unlikely that he is not gonna be crowned the Pro Champion and take over the championship of another driver who won last year. But David Cook currently... wink wink. Cook currently 211 points. Felipe Giro 185, and the world now 180. Speaking of the world now, he'll be starting from the back of the grid. People who have watched the previous broadcast at Malaysia know that there was a massive turn 1 incident. There's a car coming out with pit lane without a front wing. It's not very convenient. Yeah, the world now was found responsible, or guilty I should say, of the Turn 1 incident by our race directors Kuba Brzezinski and Paschalis Gergis, and has been forced to drive this race with the back of the grid. Perhaps he will start on the prime tire, we'll see what he can do. Perhaps he is the one to look out for one stop, since he has to do some cutting through the field, of course. But it will be interesting to see who will do a 2-stop and who will do a 1-stop. Felipe Giro then, we know what's going to happen with him. P7 I think it is for him, of the grid. P6, P7?
P8 or P9,
okay,
I think.
There we go. P8 or P9 and according to Stefanko. And
it is, I'll take a look, it's P9.
It's P9 even, so there we go. Felipe has got one hell of a job ahead of him, and I guess, yeah, something weird has to happen if David Cook doesn't wrap it up here.
Yeah, agree. It will be very difficult for Felipe Giro to do something about it, but of course, anything can happen, you never know.
Yeah, true, but no, it's not in his hands. He has to pray for a technical failure or whatever on Cook's car. It's not like he can do a lot. I mean, all he can do is win the race, and even then, for example, you know, it won't most likely be enough. Something has to happen with Cook. He's dependable on what Cook is going to do.
Yeah, exactly. He either needs to have a technical failure, a technical failure, or somebody, you know, crashes into him or something like that. That's probably the only chance when Felipe Giro will have a shot at the title, or a realistic chance, you know, of having a shot at the title.
Stefanko, we've got a question already in the comment section from a certain David O'Reilly, who raced in Pro before but is not present today. Who won the Pro Championship last year, Stefanko?
Oh, it was Jeroen Kweekel.
Oh, okay.
Well, you
we
know
that as well.
I'm a fan, you know, so.
Yeah, who isn't, you know? I mean, fantastic guy, of course. Come on.
Oh yeah, he's especially fantastic driver, you know. A bit of an.
Stop! I'm not fishing for compliments here. Let's stop it.
Okay.
Unless you were going to say he's a bit of a knobhead or something like that, then I would agree. So.
No.
Ah, that's a shame.
I just wanted to say that you're a bit of an idol for me in FSR, so.
Do I have to believe that or what?
Oh, well, you should believe that.
Okay, thank you. And there we go. I think that's the session finish. Yep.
Here we go. The long wait is over, and 42 laps are ahead of us. I think it's going to be a very interesting race, especially in turn 1. That's going to be.
Yeah, agreed.
Very interesting indeed.
Like we said, the world now will be starting from the pit lane, so will be Adam Oscar.
Yeah.
I remember as well, we just answered David O'Reilly's question, but if you have got a question as well for us commentators, feel free to leave it below in the comment section of this video and we'll be trying to answer them. Right now, no, the focus is on the start of the race. A 42 lap race around Kota, a race which could be seen a new champion being crowned. Winter starts off the formation lap, Parvis in second, Raby in third, Cook in fourth, Roger in fifth, and then it's the first OFR car of Dave Paling. It's a bit reverse roles, I would say. Usually you saw the Walt now in there. Obviously he has got a back of the grid, but Felipe Giro all the way in ninth. Dave Paling the first OFR car in sixth, like we said.
Yeah. I just noticed Barnes in 16th place with this pretty cool Monster Energy car.
Oh, and he's got the face of Andre Kunchman on his helmet. That's incredible. That is incredible.
Oh, yes.
Shout out to Will Barnes for that. Andre Kunchman, if you don't know him, luckily I don't know him, but shots fired. He is is, he was the team owner or team boss or whatever of Precision Motorsports. Obviously a team which deserves great respect and great credit for mainly the successes that Bono House had.
Yeah, isn't he Czech?
Say again, please.
Isn't he from Czech Republic?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
he's a Czech,
Yeah,
yes.
Ondřej Kunzman, yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know him either, so.
No, Andre, if you're watching, no offense, but I don't always agree with what you say. So serious business though, we're coming around the final sector here. Beautiful shot. Of course, the iconic tower that Kota has. I mean, if you stand on there, you have a fantastic view of the track. However, Winter, penultimate corner for him. Let's see what he does. Will be warming up his brakes most likely, pressing the throttle and brake at the same time maybe a bit. Something you don't really want to do, but hey, it's a formation lap. You want to get those brakes up at temperature, so
yeah,
you will get away for it for once at least. And indeed, you can hear the brakes squeezing. So he is trying to warm up those brakes, and why shouldn't he? So starting the race, 7 degrees is the ambient temperature. It's going up, of course, but it seems like most drivers have adapted their radiator. I didn't see any smoking radiators at all in quali, so we should be fine. For this 42 lap long race, most drivers are lining themselves up on the grid. And take us through the start if you can, Stefanko. We'll be waiting for those 5 red lights to come on and focus on the top 3 and their starts.
Okay, so the drivers are lining up and here we go. 5 red lights are coming up. The USGP is on the way, and it looks like that George Winter didn't have really the best start. The ACR car of it is Christopher Raby tried to go down the inside, but it's Parvez that takes the lead. Raby in second. It's Winter in third, and there is a contact in the back of the grid, and that is who is there involved?
I think that would be Dave Paling and Felix van Delft, and they're actually stuck to each other. Exactly,
Felix van Delft and Dave Paling. So not really good start for them, but back to the front. It's Parvez leading, Christopher Raby in second. Winter, as I said, didn't have the best start. He's now in P3 with Cameron Roger in fourth. David Cook also didn't have really the best start. He's in P5, and Jeroen has made up 2 places, so he's now in 7th position. Not a bad start from him.
Yeah, well said, and Winter looking quite feisty on the back of Christopher Ray, but has lost a little bit on the traction zone. For the first time we're coming down the long straight heading down to turn 12. Are we seeing any overtakes here? Not yet really. Felipe Giro looking quite feisty as well. On the back of another ACR car. It's Lopez.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we have an attack. I don't even know how do you pronounce his name. Afcentiu. I don't know. Afcentiu. He attacked Hutchinson, and also Barnes got past, so he's now up into 11th place.
The Walt now is going off the track there, perhaps letting a few cars by.
Yeah, and Felix van Delft is out of the race, sadly.
That is very sad for the Felix. Poor luck. Yeah. I'll try to get a replay of the start soon if I can. Lap 1 has been finished. It is Parvez leading, Raby in second, Winter in third. Perhaps not really the positions we had in mind after lap 1, but Winter having a poor start, and he gave away a few positions there. But he is looking quite feisty again on the back of Raby.
Yeah, and Dave Paling has a broken suspension, so yeah, not really good from him as well. I heard them speaking on TeamSpeak yesterday that they are looking forward to fighting with each other, but I don't think that's the fight they had in mind.
Exactly, I wouldn't really assume so. See if we can get a replay for that. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. Ooh, that is Jeroen.
Oh,
who has a massive spin. He keeps it out of the walls. Careful with rejoining. Oh. Oops.
Oh.
That's awkward.
Oh, yeah. A bit of an...
visible wall.
Yeah. Well, not really invisible wall, he just gets stuck.
Yeah.
Like under the textures, so that is a shame. That's obviously not what you want to see. But I think he will get on the circuit. Yes, he does. Okay, yeah, but his suspension is like completely destroyed, so maybe this is a retirement for Tucson. So we have 2 retirements already in 1.5 laps. And Dave Pelling is also out of the race, so that's 3 retirements already. So the field is pretty bunched up, even on the start of lap 3. Christopher Raby under 1 second behind Parves, and George Winter.
Winter!
Oh, George Winter makes a mistake when he spins. Oh, not a good start for the German. Not at all. And he falls down to P9. It is, yes, Zaharov just got ahead. So not a really good start. He didn't have the best start on the grid. And now he made a mistake on the start of lap 3. So from P1, from pole position to P9 in just 2 laps.
Yeah, very, very weird. Having a look at the replay, there's a slight bump in the track there, and it caught him out, I guess. Very,
could have
poor traction, really, in that car.
Well, that is obviously a shame, and Christopher Raby has DRS, but he's too far back
So as Winter.
do anything.
Winter on the back of Zarov immediately.
Yeah. Is he gonna try and overtake down the inside? I think he's too far back.
I would say so, yes.
Ooh, Zaharov locks up heavily. That gives the opportunity to George Winter. Zaharov obviously on the hard tire, so he's not gonna have that much grip like George Winter. But he still manages to stay ahead of George Winter. So I don't think it's gonna take long for him to get past the Russian.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's nauseous.
Who is that?
Vicentovic.
Ooh, Moyano also lost his front wing.
And look at Winter. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Winter on the inside. Brakes very late. Can he keep it on track? Yes, he can. That's P8 for Winter then. And he'll get DRS too, does he? No.
No.
Zarov who gets DRS.
Zaharov.
So here we go. Zarov getting back at him into turn 1, side by side. Winter tries to squeeze him on the braking. Zarov braking really late, and he a bit of contact, but he keeps it. So very aggressive racing here from the 2. Winter could have played that perhaps a little bit more smart.
Yeah, exactly. And Moyano is out of the race, so is De Voltnel. So that's 5 retirements.
Trying to see what's happening here. Where is the world now? There he is.
And George Winter tries to down the inside. Now onto the back straight. George Winter will now have DRS. But you can see Zaharov using that boost too, and he actually has better top speed than what George Winter has, but now not anymore, but he may go down the inside. And he does so. And again, the same contact like in turn 1. Absolutely the same thing happened here. But George Winter now has got ahead of Zaharov and can chase down Gerlof de Vries.
Yeah, and turn 13, there's a little piece of debris. That is in fact the front wing of the Wild Now. The Wild Now has made contact on the apex of turn 13. A lot of cars were driving there. And that is the cause for the Wild Now DNF. 5 DNFs already in this race now. Lap 4 of the race. Parves leads from Raby, who is in the DRS range, DRS zone.
Yeah, he didn't use it though.
And Cook in 4th then. So Cook is looking good obviously. Jeroen in 6th. Perhaps trying to put some pressure on Jordi Lopez.
Could be. I saw that Christopher Raby had DRS, but he didn't use it. Wonder if he didn't know or it was on purpose, but I don't really see why you wouldn't use it. Though he's getting closer to Parves, so we could see a fight coming up for the lead of the race.
Yeah, not now though.
Oh, definitely not now. Yeah, yes.
I'm gonna take this moment quickly. See if I can get a replay at the start. Here we go then. Dave Paling on board with him. What can you say? He got a tap. He got a tap himself, I think, from... Who is that? It's Lopez? Oh. Weird. Very weird.
Interesting.
That took out Felix van Delft, so that's where the first couple of retirements came from. Back to the live action though.
Yeah, Christopher Raby is getting really close to Parvez. It's only half a second behind him. But this is getting interesting for the lead of this race.
Yeah, and the more these cars are going to battle, the better it is for all of the cars behind them. Cameron, Roger, David, Kweekel, Lopez, Jeroen, De Vries even. They're all within 7 seconds of the leader. So when they start battling, it could cost them time. And it could mean that the guys behind them will catch up to them and get involved into that battle. So
yeah,
perhaps it may not be the smartest thing for Raby even to attack. But obviously that's completely down to him and what he feels like. Having said that, the whole field's coming closer a little bit, I feel, because Roger is also visually starting to close that gap. So
yeah.
See what happens here.
Cameron Roger could also get into the DRS range, and he will do so indeed. So Cameron will also have DRS on Christopher Raby. On the other hand, Christopher Raby will have DRS on Parvez, but I don't think he's gonna be close enough on this occasion as well. But he's definitely closer than last time. Christopher Raby so far looks pretty calm. Looking at how he's driving. Of course, this is a battle also for the constructors between ACR and OFR. We have a question in the chat. Who is the Giro's opponent in the championship? It's David Cook.
Yeah, and in a certain way the world now too.
Yeah, the world now as well, but not really anymore, because he retired from the race. So
yeah.
It's basically just about Cook versus Giro. And if Cook beats Giro in this race, it's automatically the title for him.
I mean, Cook could even become 10th and Jeroen not finish, I think.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They
If
both
he just
could
finished,
even DNF, you know?
yeah. If he just finishes ahead, then he's got it.
I think Jeroen has to win or be in the top 3 at least, and Cook needs a DNF or something.
Yeah. If he needs to have a
It's very
good
unlikely.
chance.
Yeah.
It is. But Giro is getting closer to Jordi Lopez now.
And Lopez is not getting DRS, is he?
No, he's not. So this could give Giro a chance to get ahead of Lopez. But not now. So, back to the front. Parvez, Raby, Roger within 1 second. So, very close train here at the front. Which is obviously nice to see. And we have... Hudson was in the pits already. Don't know why. Oh, Rias. Something happened. We was almost upside down. I don't know exactly what happened to him. Oh, it was. Oh. Ooh. Oh, so he went into turn 1. Oh, he got a tap from who was that? Oh, it was Avcentiu. He got a tap from him that span Rias.
I've got it on replay.
Yeah. Wow.
Ending up behind the barriers even.
Yeah, exactly. And that's race over for him as well. And when I look at the standings here, then everyone here had suspension as the reason of the retirement. So that's interesting. But it's not really a surprise.
So Raby then, in the start of the first sector, 3 tenths down on Parvez, but then as soon as the DRS zone comes up, he is suddenly 7 tenths down, so it's just 4 tenths he loses in the dirty air of Parvez in the first sector, and that means he cannot really do a lot. Behind him, it's Roger, and that is the exact same story, although for Roger it's even more difficult to overtake, because Raby can use the DRS effectively, both in order to attack and defend from Roger at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very difficult for Roger to get ahead of Raby.
Same for Jero. Jero is still stuck behind Lopez, so overtaking is hard around this track, and this all proves it. Remember as well that Felipe has apparently got some spiky pedals or whatever, so it's not really helping him, but I wouldn't blame it necessarily on that.
Yeah.
It doesn't help, of course, but...
Oh, it doesn't.
Here we see Raby again, closes up, heading down into turn 1, going uphill. Obviously it's a big elevation change around this track, and in fact there's a 130 feet difference between the highest elevation point around this track and the lowest, and here we see Raby 2 tenths behind, picks up the dirty air, and there we go, a few car lengths again behind. See, it's the same story, it climbs to 7 tenths after he is 3 tenths down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane.
I mean, you can get as close as you want, but you're gonna lose it.
Yep, exactly.
In the fast corners due to the dirty air. Oh, and Roger is quite close behind Christopher Raby. He's right on his tail, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
No, indeed, Raby can use the DRS, but I think Raby has got a top speed advantage anyway in the way he has set up his car. I mean, look at this, Raby is achieving 336.
And Roger at 337, so...
Okay, well, that is
pretty even.
Yeah. But I have the feeling that Raby is faster out of the corner the whole time.
Yeah, seems to me
acceleration
like that as well.
is better, but the top speed is maybe in the hands of Roger. Well, I don't know.
Just a little bit, but there's not much of a difference in the top speed.
So last lap times on your screen. Let's have a look. This lap round, Parvis obviously still leads at the end of lap 9. We're coming to the pit stop phase quite soon, I would say. Parvis does a 42.6, so that basically means as well the whole top 3 does a 0.6, except for Roger, who is really close now. Cook does a 0.3, so bit of a mistake from Roger. Cook does a 0.3, so he's starting to close up a bit. And look at Jero now. Those guys are battling quite hard. In fact, Jero was the quickest last time round of the top 6, and by quite a margin as well, a 41.7 from him. But he is stuck behind Lopez, that's the problem.
Yeah. Well, yeah, David Cook is getting close now. It could be a 4-way battle for the lead. He might even get the RS, but I think he's just a bit far back. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's not the RS.
But I think he's gonna get it next lap if he keeps it like this. So interesting stuff. And what about Jeroen and Lopez? Well, I don't think he's gonna be close enough again. And really, like we said, it's just hard to overtake on this circuit, even though it doesn't seem like it.
Raby having a good run on the exit of turn 12. He'll try it around the outside. He has to be careful because Roger could dive on the inside there. Has to pay attention. He doesn't focus his mind too much on the attacking rather than defending. There is a car behind him. He's in the flag-to-flag sandwich. And there comes Cook now. Now Cook joins this battle too. Like we said before, if these guys are starting to battle, it is only in the advantage of the cars behind them.
Yeah, exactly. But no change in position yet. Oh, Parvis a little bit wide, coming into the final corner. And Raby is again a bit closer. But it's he might try a dive bomb, but I don't think he's gonna do it. He's not gonna risk it, definitely. Ooh! He went a bit sideways coming into the first corner, but he managed to hold the car just fine. The track. Ooh.
Lopez and Jero are also catching this try now, half a second last time round, so is it going to be a 6-way battle for the lead then?
Oh, it could be, and I wouldn't complain at all. Jero is getting, it's still the same gap, doesn't change. Oh, yeah, David Cook is close, but Roger has the better exit. Okay, so Christopher Raby, what are you gonna do now? Not this time. You can expect these guys to pit in the next few laps. So we'll see. Oh, Jeroen de Vries made a little bit of a mistake, had an oversteer moment. But he didn't lose any positions or anything, but George Winter got much closer to him and he might have DRS on the start-finish straight. Oh, Giro is really close to Lopez. Giro is pretty close, but didn't have the best exit. Oh, someone retired. Who was that?
Lovenberg.
Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, this is a fantastic battle here. You don't know. Oh, Giro, a bit of an oversteering moment, but you don't really know where you have got to focus on now. Which battle?
Yeah,
it's fantastic to see. Raby again in this first sector is gonna lose out. What about Giro? Yeah, he's also obviously losing out with the dirty air. Picks up so much understeer because of the car ahead of him. And is Lopez within DRS? I would say no.
No, maybe.
Mark? No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Must have been
just
close.
About.
Yeah.
It was only thousands.
Incredible, very incredible. So here we go again. The train.
I think we're gonna have a overtaking maneuver. Winter on de Vries.
And Raby on Parves. Parves doesn't defend the inside, but he brakes late. That's good business from Parves then. Here we go. Winter on de Vries. Yep.
Here he goes down the inside. Oh, but de Vries tries to hold it around the outside.
Doesn't try it. He has done so. Fantastic.
Oh, he
Still
has.
side by side.
Oh, and he has done it. Wow.
Oh, wait. Yeah, now he's done it.
Yeah, great defending from de Vries.
He should door a bit open there. It was a bit of an invitation for Winter to, you know, come up the inside, but Winter didn't do it. That's sensible.
Yeah. But good defense from Gerlof de Vries. Definitely. So we already had some first pit stops. Vicentievich was in the pits, Hudson was in the pits, but that happened already a few laps ago. And we're gonna see probably Barnes in the pits relatively soon. Oh, Christopher Raby right on the back of Parves. It was very, very close indeed. And Barnes indeed goes into the pits.
And this train is now connected with each other. There are no more gaps between Lopez and Cook, for example. So
yeah,
all of these 6 cars are now effectively battling for the lead of this race. It's fantastic. Great action here. But Brilliant. Who is going to be smart here and pit first? I mean, if you are on a 1-stop, pitting now, surely it is too early. Way too early.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah. If you feel like you're stuck, you can pit now, go for an undercut, but you would most likely switch to a 2-stop again. So it's a massive strategic game which is opening up here as well. We're coming down to turn 12 once more. What is Raby going to do? He stays behind Parves. Wasn't quick enough, in his opinion, to do anything.
Yeah, he was quite careful on the brakes as well. He doesn't want to risk anything now.
6 cars battling for the lead. Fantastic to see.
Brilliant.
Cook is losing a bit of connection now to Roger. Not as in internet connections, but as in the train. Yeah, I mean, we're thinking about trains here. 6 cars, all part of a wagon.
Yeah, he's catching up again. Roger is quite close to Raby. Oh, he's really close. But he's not gonna be close enough, thanks to Raby having DRS.
Yeah, close, yeah.
Yeah, and George Winter is in the pits.
Yeah.
So this could be interesting.
This is very interesting, actually.
Because he wasn't that far off.
No, exactly.
The top 6.
He is going for an undercut.
Yeah, he was like 4 seconds off only, so good work for him. And he's going on another set of mediums, so it's definitely a 2-stop for him. And he's gonna come out in clean air. He went into the pits in 8, he will come out in 8, so... He has... Oh, he's actually on the hards. Sorry. Didn't see that. It appeared a bit later. So he's on the hards, so... He could do it, but... I don't know, it's 29 laps on the hards. That's quite a lot. if you ask me.
We have Corey Hudson ahead of Parves. After 14 laps, he is going to get lapped.
Oh, and here we go. Roger has his pit light on. Lopez has his pit light on. Oh, Lopez! Oh, that was Cook. Sorry. Cook tried an overtake on Roger.
And Lopez spins!
Oh, Lopez spins!
Oh, yo, yo. And here comes Gerlof de Vries as well, who takes the position back.
Yeah. And this is interesting. Giro has his pit light on as well. He's gonna pit? We'll see. And Christopher Raby has his pit light on as well. This is getting interesting.
So they're all coming in then. Here we go. Parves decides to stay out. So does Raby. They all stay out now. Well, except for the Giro.
Well, this is interesting. And I think Lopez is gonna pit as well. Yes, he does. And so will probably Gerlof de Vries as well. Okay, so what tires will they go on? That is the question. So, Felipe Giro. Whoop. He's on the hards. So is Lopez and Gerlof de Vries in the pits as well. He's gonna go for the hards as well. Yes, he does. Okay. Oh, and we have an incident with Santievich spun. Okay. In the southern second sector. So here we go then. What's gonna happen now? This is getting interesting. This is getting very interesting. I think Giro could get an undercut actually on some of these guys. I think they're all gonna pit because Parves, Raby, and Roger have their pit light on, so I can assume that they.
Parves doesn't, has he?
He does.
Okay.
I don't think these guys will want to stay out too long because the other drivers already pitted, so...
Here we go then. Parves did a 42.0 in the middle sector this time round. I'll have a look what Giro does. So Giro needs to be the 42.0 basically in the middle sector in order to make this undercut work, and he needs to make it work by quite a bit of a margin as well. And he does a 41.3, so 7 tenths in one sector, and
that
they
is
respond.
Huge.
They respond.
Oh, David Cook actually stays out. He wanted to go into the pits, but as he saw the three guys go in, he actually changed his mind and stayed on the track. That is an interesting call. Okay, we could see that the undercut is really huge because George Winter, before the pit stops, he was losing around 4-5 seconds. Now he's 1.5 seconds behind Giro, so the undercut is really huge here.
Here we go then. Giro exit off the final corner. Is he going to jump any of those guys? And the answer is no. And that is quite a bit of a margin still even, Stefanko.
Oh, it is, but he's closer than he was. I think. Yes, he is, definitely. He's closer. But
obviously
he's gonna...
Before he had Lopez in front of him and Cook.
Yeah, but he's gonna jump Cook.
Yep, most likely.
So Cook will probably come out in 5th, maybe even 6th behind George Winter, because look at it, he has backmarkers right ahead of him who slow him down. And that's really compromising him really badly. He has lost a lot of time in this lap. I don't think that was a really good strategic move from David Cook.
Those two backmarkers are quite feisty.
Oh, here we go. Raby on Parves. Raby is really close. Here we go. Yeah, he's gonna go for it. Goes for it down the inside. And Raby does put himself up into second position, but Parves doesn't want to give up. But he will have to. So Raby effectively is now in the lead of this race. Ooh, yeah, David Cook is gonna come out behind George Winter, I think. Yeah, he's in the pits. So let's see what he's gonna do now. I think he's gonna go for a one-stop, to be honest. 26 laps on the hards. I mean, it's not impossible. So, where is he gonna come out then? It's going to be... Oh, it's going to be close with Winter. Oh, he nearly tapped the back of Felipe Giro's car, and he indeed does get in front of David Cook, but they are still side by side, though George Winter just gets ahead, so David Cook lost 2 positions, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Yep.
So not really the best strategic call from David Cook. He should have pitted on the same lap like the top 3. And George Winter has done the fastest lap of the race, 141.4. And he's actually getting really close to Felipe Giro. Wow. Parvez has a pretty good top speed. He nearly crashed into the back of Raby's car, but managed to just about avoid it. Wow. Oh, that was... wow. What a battle we have here today, and Raby having a bit of problems. Doesn't look like that he's feeling really comfortable on the hard compound.
Shintovic ahead of him.
Yeah.
Did you get DRS?
Yes, he does. But that will surely help him. And he might just as well pull away if he has a good first sector, but of course he has another back marker ahead of him.
Cameron Washer last time round did the fastest lap of the race, and yeah, somewhat extending the gap to Giro, 300ths of a second last time round. Yep.
Avcentiu actually is holding up Parvez really bigly. Look at it. Oh, what is he doing? Ooh, he nearly took out Cameron Roger. Wow. That's not really the way you want to...
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, he's really like...
Oh, Winter! What has happened with Winter?
Oh, Winter,
he is suddenly flying on the apex of turn 11.
I'll take a look.
Big chaos. We'll take a look indeed. Actually, is something happening?
Oh, yeah, another buck. Oh, he went onto the grass in the hairpin, and he just fell through the ground. Wow. But this is definitely not how you should let the drivers pass, as we have seen now. And Raby took a very good advantage of it, and he now has over 2 second gap to Parvez, and he will have DRS from Hudson. So this is looking good for Christopher Raby.
Looking again at Avcentiu, and yeah, no man, you have to be more sensible. It's his debut as well. It's his debut, I think, in Pro.
Yeah.
A lot to learn, as Fernando would say. a lot to learn.
Exactly. He's in the pits also.
Look at the gap now, 2.5 seconds. Yep.
What has he done? He just stopped and he went going again. Like it looked like he missed his pit box, but it's not that hard to reverse. Wow. Don't know what happened. Oh, I hear crashing sounds. Oh, it's Hudson. Crashed into the wall, lost his front wing. Suspension looks okay-ish. Looks fine, so he should be able to continue after he makes a pit stop with no problems. But definitely not ideal for him. He's currently in 14th place and he's gonna fall down to basically last.
There are some really weird things going on with the off-track. What? Did you see what happened to Hudson?
I saw that he lost his front wing, but I didn't see what happened.
Oh, you should see how. It's ridiculous.
Okay, I'll take a look.
And we're being robbed a little bit here.
What?
Yeah.
What? Are you serious? What was that?
Oh, I'm not kidding, no. But yeah, we have been robbed a little bit for the battle of the lead. 2 seconds now.
He didn't do anything and he just lost his front wing. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this track is a little bit bugged. No, well, that's not really what you want to see. Not at all.
And we've got the two teammates battling a little bit, but yeah. Like I said, perhaps we got a little bit robbed of a battle for the lead here. Raby has got a 2.5 second, a good 2.5 second gap to the next car, Paris. And what was a 6-car battle once is a bit, you know, is a bit stretched out now with all the things happening after the first pit stop.
Definitely. Well, now Jero is ahead of Cook, and if he manages to get ahead of these guys, he will still have a chance at the title, but not really.
I'll tell you what, this has brought Jero quite a bit more into play.
Yep.
He has got a top speed of 340. That's the highest we've seen, I think.
Yeah, I have seen also. I think it was. I don't know if it was Cameron Roger or Parvez, but they hit 340 as well. Christopher Raby, his biggest top speed 339. So yeah, it seems to be pretty equal on this grid. So Chapon was in the pits, went for the mediums. But otherwise, nothing is really happening. The only battle we have right now is between Parvez, Roger and Jero.
7 tenths. 7 tenths last time round is what Raby gained on Parvez.
Wow.
7 tenths.
Yeah, he's pulling away. The gap is 3.5 seconds almost. So looking good for him. He had one win, if I'm not mistaken. It was in Austria. I'm not too sure, but I think he won one race in Pro this season.
In Austria, the Wild now had an engine failure on the final lap while being the lead car, so may have been Raby, yeah.
Well, I can take a look. I'll take a look.
So the two flag-to-flag cars, again Roger having the RS on his teammate, reaching out for 335, hitting the rev limiter, looking on the inside, but Parvez brakes nice and late. Very, yeah, good braking I would say over the course of this race from Parvez so far. Doesn't really bother defending the inside, but then obviously brakes late, so the car behind him has got no chance at all.
Yeah.
Raby won Silverstone, is what David Bating says here.
Okay, Silverstone then.
Remember as well, if you have got any questions for us, then feel free to leave them below in the comment section of this video using the hashtag AskFSR.
Yeah, it was indeed Silverstone. Okay.
Oh. First noises of Xantiu.
Again, and he has broken a suspension and the lost front wing. Oh, it's not that. No. He could retire, I don't know. We'll see.
Now you say that now, you know, we'll see. I mean, he could retire, but imagine him being lapped about 4 times this race, and if you see him dealing with blue flags like he did before, I would rather not have this guy still in the race with suspension damage.
Yeah, I agree on that one.
Massive oversteer moment, and it puts Jero in a good spot now. But Roger will have the RS. We know Jero has the higher top speed though. Can Jero do anything?
Whoa, 337, he goes for it down the inside. Can he make the move stick? Yes, he can. Oh, bit of aggressive move. Oh, the contact between the two drivers. That was a bit of an aggressive fight. Jero pushed Roger a bit wide, and then they had a bit of a contact in the next corner, but Jero puts himself up into 3rd position.
347 is what Jero reached. Holy cow.
That is insane. While Christopher Rabies is still building the gap. 4 seconds is the gap right now. He also has the fastest lap of the race, 141.3. He has done 142.0 right now, so he's probably just saving the tires. And Giro could have a good shot at Parvas.
I was about to say. He needs to realize he's got massive top speed as well, which is only in his favor, of course.
Yeah, of course. And he's not that far behind. If he gets a very good exit, he could have him. Goes for the different line. Oh, yeah. Parvas didn't have a good exit.
Parvas messed it,
Yeah, this is
and easy. Now Parvas knows it already. He just knows he has messed it up.
Yeah. He knows he's done. He's done.
Yeah, exactly. Sitting duck now is what he is.
Yeah.
It's a shame for Parvas. Can he fight back? He tries to.
He tries to, but I don't think... No, he can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, now Giro might as well try to go for Christopher Raby.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, that is massive. How
and
much
now David
pulled away. And Cook,
now David Cook is in 5th now, so yeah, that changes the things in the championship a little bit.
I'll tell you what. Last time round, Cook has gained 1.6 seconds over his opponent Roger.
So Giro is losing 26 points. If the race would finish like this, he would be 20 points behind, if I am not mistaken, which would give him a chance, but he would need to win the next race, and Cook would either have to finish really low or don't finish at all if he wants to take the title. But there's still half of the race ahead of us, so anything can happen.
Wow, the top speed from Giro is massive.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Barely closest with the RS. Holy.
Yeah, and again, it's the only battle you have now on the circuit. Yeah. So. Yeah, and Giro has done the fastest lap of the race. 141.
4 tenths faster than Raby.
41.1.
Yeah.
So let's see. I will compare the lap times. Okay, so Christopher Raby, what is he gonna do? 41.666. Okay, that's interesting. And Giro was actually 1 tenth slower. Well, that's interesting. Well, I guess now that Raby knows that Giro has gotten past Parvas and Roger, he increased the pace a little bit to, stabilize the gap. But we'll see after a few laps. Well, I think Parvas will get the RS, maybe. Well, maybe not, actually. Oh, he doesn't. He doesn't. This could give a chance to Cameron Roger to get ahead, but he didn't have the best exit, so I don't think that's gonna happen. But Giro has managed to get out of the DRS range, so he should be safe now and fully concentrate on Christopher Raby. George Winter also, it seems to me that he's closing the gap to Jordi Lopez, so we could have another battle coming up for 6th position. David Cook is decreasing the gap to Cameron Rogers, so could get interesting. Otherwise, There's pretty big gaps between all the drivers, so especially in the back.
Oh, Jeroen has actually done the fastest lap.
Yeah, now all
7 tenths.
Wow, 140.8. It's really good. And he is indeed closing the gap really quickly. So, we'll see. We might have another battle for the lead in the next couple of laps.
Oh, and Roger loses it! Boom!
Oh,
Into the barrier. Front wing lost for him.
That is a shame. That is a shame.
On top of the hill, it's easy to lose it there.
Yeah.
Very easy.
The suspension seems fine, so it's just a broken front wing. So...
Yeah. Too early on the power, too late with the correction.
Exactly, I just now saw it on the stream. Yeah. Well, the gap is now down to 3.5 seconds between Raby and Jeroen, so he's definitely closing the gap. He has Chapon ahead of him.
Yeah, Raby had that previous lap, so you know that could also explain the 7/10 deficit that Raby had.
It could, but I think Jeroen is gonna get the RS. Yes, he does. Chapon moves out of the way nicely. So Raby 41.7. Wow, again 6 tenths faster.
Where the gap was 4.5 before, it is now 3.5, a little bit less than that even. So Chapon getting nicely out of the way, that's good to see. Roger pits of course, for the repairs.
I think, well, he might go for the mediums, but I don't think they're gonna last that long. We'll see. Oh, he goes for the mediums actually. Go to the end, but he has... Yeah. He could do it, it's possible of course. Was a bit held in the pits because of the front wing change. He's gonna come out, well, not behind Zaharov, because Zaharov is coming into the pits. It's going to be pretty close between Hutchinson and Roger, but Roger will stay ahead. Roger currently in 8th place. Of course he can push now, but I don't think it's gonna make much difference in the end, because he's losing half a minute to Gerlof de Vries, who is in front of him in 7th place. Oh, I see a yellow flag in...
It's Hudson. Hudson in turn 14 has lost it.
Oh, okay.
And Chapon is off track too.
So currently we have no battlers on the grid, but it's certainly going to get interesting.
And I think that Jeroen is responding, or Raby is responding a little bit to Jeroen's
Yeah.
lap time.
He's done the personal best.
Yeah, there we go. And Raby only 41.4. So in fact, Raby was 0.03 of a second faster last time round than Jeroen again.
Yeah. It's getting a bit even. Christopher Raby starting to increase his pace. Oh, I see crash. Here crashings again. I wonder. I don't see anything, so.
So I'm turning my eye now to Georg Winter again, who has had a bad start, and after that had that issue, of course. I mean, Winter seems to have quite decent pace. He is now about 0.3 a lap quicker than Lopez, so I assume we'll be seeing Winter on the back of the ACR cars within a few laps time. I think Winter has got enough laps. I mean, 14 laps still left in his race. That would be enough, I think, for him to close about a 1.7 gap.
Definitely yes, but to be honest, the gap was like this for a few laps already, so we'll see.
Good point.
We'll see what will happen. And it seems that the gap...
Jeroen off. penultimate corner at a little excursion off track.
Okay.
Indicating that he's pushing.
41.4 from Christopher Raby. 41.4 from Jeroen. So very even. I do have a feeling that most of these guys will actually do a one stop, to be honest. Or maybe they might pit in the next 2 laps. We'll see what will happen. But I have a feeling that they will go for the one stop. So what about Cameron Roger? Can he get the fastest lap of the race with the new fresh medium tires? He cannot. 41.3. Okay. Interesting fact, actually, Felipe Giro is the only driver to get under the 141 mark, so that just shows that he has a great pace in this race.
We are experiencing some issues. Broadcast plugin has once crashed and thrown me out of the game. If you could keep using this stream as some kind of radio guide, I guess it will work too. I'll be trying to rejoin the server.
Okay. So let's take a look at the gap again. 41.7 from Raby, 41.4 from Giro. So it's been so he has decreased the gap by 0.3, so he's getting just a little bit closer to Christopher Raby. And George Winter is going to pit. He has his pit light on, so he's going to do a 12-lap stint, probably on the medium. So I guess it's a 2-stop for George Winter then. Which means that Winter should come out behind Gerlof de Vries in 7th place, but he should get back to P6 pretty easily. No problem.
Please stick with us for the time being if you can. We'll be making sure that this works again. Perhaps disable the broadcast plugin, and then I'll be able to rejoin the server.
So, Raby and Giro at the end of the lap again, and yeah, Giro is getting really close actually. The gap is only 2.3 seconds. So Christopher Raby 41.8 and Felipe Giro 41 flat, so 0.8 in the last lap. So he's getting much closer. The gap under 2.5 seconds. So expect some fight in the last couple of laps for the lead of this race. And Giro, I think, for sure wants the win because it will help him in the championship fight with David Cook, because he would gain 13 points, which would mean he would be 13 points behind, which in the end could give him a decent chance of taking the title in the final round in Interlagos. Otherwise, nothing is really happening on the circuit. George Winter was actually in the pits and is now quite close to Gerlof de Vries. He's 0.8 behind, but he didn't get DRS on the back straight. But I think he's gonna get past pretty easily. soon enough. So what about this lap then? Christopher Raby on the start finish straight now. Same for Felipe Giro. The gap is about the same, 2.5 seconds. I think actually Raby pulled away a little bit. Yeah, 41.0 from Raby, 41.2 from Giro. Raby has actually done his personal best, and he has pulled away by 2/10. So again, Christopher Raby responding to Felipe Giro's last lap time. And David Cook is actually decreasing the gap massively. Or he was. He seems to be struggling with the grip. I think he's fine.
Okay,
but he was...
Yeah?
Yeah, I see it. He was like 1.2 seconds behind Parves, and now it's 2.2 seconds. So... yeah, Cook didn't have the best first sector, I think.
It's good that we are back. Unfortunately, that the broadcast plugin is not working anymore, so we haven't got that data. I've put the live timing on screen, so hopefully you can still follow it. Let me know if it's readable or whether it is too small. And I'll be trying to keep you guys updated as much as possible. We're currently seeing Felipe Giro on your screen. He's obviously in that chase with Christopher Raby that Stefanko, Martin rather, has kept us up to date with. So, what lap is it, Stefanko?
It's it's the end of lap 32, so it will be 10 laps remaining after this lap.
Right, so time is running out for Felipe Giro. On board with the leader Christopher Raby. He has got Adam Oscar in front of him, a back marker. He has picked up the DRS though, so he will be happy about that at least.
Yeah, he was 1/10 faster than Giro on this occasion. So again, Raby is increasing the gap, respecting to Giro's pace, like I've said. And Giro really needs to win this race if he wants to have a realistic chance of taking the title. Because as I said, if he's gonna win and Cook will finish 4th, the difference coming to the final round will be 13 points, which is pretty decent. I would say it would give Giro a decent chance of taking the title in the final round in the Lagos, like I said a few minutes ago. But it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for him. If he doesn't win and finish second, the gap will be 20 points, and then it's going to be much harder to get the title. So Winter has gotten past Gerlof de Vries. He's already pulled out a 4-second gap. He's been really quick. He has done the fastest lap, 140 flat. So he's more than 1 second quicker than anybody else on the grid right now, around 1.5 seconds, something like that. But I don't think he's gonna move up any more places. Yeah, and the gap is increasing. The gap is 3.5 seconds now between Raby and Giro, so not looking really good for the Brazilian driver at the moment.
The way it stands right now, the championship will go down to the wire, obviously, to Brazil. There's a 26-point difference, I think, between Giro and and Cook. So Cook won't be the champion yet. If it stays like this, of course, and it will go down to Brazil. And I don't know. I mean, if I were Cook, then there's not really a reason to worry. But still, surely you have to keep in mind that if you DNF and it happens at Brazil, for example, and Giro, for example, wins, I mean, it's a bit, it's a bit nonsense, to be honest, to really speculate like that about the future. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It may as well happen that Giro DNF. So, but still, when you DNF, you don't score any points. So
yeah,
it has to be in the back of your mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Cook is a fantastic driver. Also, is doing a good job today. And I guess he's just looking for solid points again in order to help him to win the championship.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? That's the right thing to do. He's got the lead.
Yeah, like I said, Giro, if he doesn't win this race, then it's going to be much more difficult to get the title. If there if nothing will happen to David Cook in the final round or in this race, then the gap coming to the final race will be 20 points right now. If it stays like this.
Here is sent to you again. Ow.
That's really not helping Felipe Giro. He was getting closer to Christopher Raby.
Yeah, he's lost time this lap.
Yeah, again. Yeah, he has lost time. But he was still 3 tenths quicker.
Oh, was he? Okay. Yeah, I saw that sent to you was also in front of Raby, so perhaps Raby has lost some time too lapping this back marker.
Probably, yeah, because he has done a 42 flat, so yeah, something must have happened.
And Cook is, almost within the DRS range of Parvis too.
Yeah, so this could get interesting in the final couple of laps, and if he gets himself on the podium, that increases his chances of taking the title in the final round.
Exactly, well said.
Because the gap will be 23 points, so there's probably a 99% chance if that David Cook would take the championship in the final round. Of course, if he doesn't retire from that race, it's going to be really difficult for Giro. But he's still getting closer to Christopher Raby.
You know, this race is not done. Lap 35, 7 more to go. I'm looking forward to the end here. And again, I've sent to you here. Okay, he does go out of the way now. So please, for Cook as well. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Applause, a round of applause there.
Okay. He could well be in the DRS range on the start-finish straight. Gap is 1.1. Yeah. The gap is 1.1 seconds now. We'll see. He could do it if he has a good exit from this penultimate corner. He does, not bad, but I don't think it will be enough. Nope, not enough. I think he's gonna get the DRS on the back straight. Oh, actually the gap is under 2 seconds between Raby and Giro. This is getting interesting. Giro 41.1 and Christopher Raby did a 41.9, so he didn't have any back markers actually ahead of him. So Giro 8 tenths a lap quicker than Christopher Raby, and it looks like to me that Christopher Raby, his tires are falling off because the gap is only 1.5 seconds now. Wow. Well, this is getting interesting. We have a battle for the lead between Raby and Giro, and battle for the final step on the podium between Parvis and Cook. Cook doesn't get DRS, and otherwise there is absolutely no battling on the circuit, so everything else seems to be settled. Just the top 4 is battling at the moment, so we will see.
I'll tell you what though, Martin, this race is not over yet.
No, it definitely isn't.
I'm looking forward to see what kind of moves Cook is going to throw in there as well. I mean, he knows he's the championship leader. I mean, a 3rd place would be very welcome, but at the same time, is he going to risk so much or that much that he could lose it all as well? Who knows? I'm really looking forward to this one. Let's have a look at the lap times this time round. So Raby and Felipe Giro.
Okay, 9 tenths quicker again.
Yep.
Wow. So, like I said, it looks like that Raby's tires are falling off.
This is incredible. And Cook also gained 4 tenths on Parvis in the meantime, so we could see some position changes here. Lap 37 of this race, we're driving on board with Felipe Giro. Ahead of us is the leader, Raby, and last time round Giro was almost a second faster. Incredible. He doesn't pick up the DRS, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, Raby locks up! Holy.
That's definitely not going to help his stars at all.
And Felipe Giro sees this as well. This has to give Giro some confidence.
Yeah.
And how about Cook? Here we go on board with Cook.
Cook now knows that he needs to get ahead, because he's gonna lose valuable points if Giro will take the lead. He's looking down the inside, but brakes very early indeed, actually.
I think he was surprised by how early he braked himself even. Look
Yeah,
at that.
I think so. Oh, and Raby outbrakes himself again. Locked up. The gap is only 1 second. This is... Oh, this is going to be an epic final couple of laps in this amazing US GP.
It is amazing. What a difference this is with Ace, isn't it?
Oh, he has the RS.
See. He has the RS.
Jeroen
And again,
has the RS.
Raby
Again,
locks
Raby.
up on the braking. Bit more smoke. Raby can feel that pressure, man. Lap 38, 4 more
Here we
laps to
go.
go. And he's only gonna get
wow.
closer and closer. And Raby has to know as well that
And again.
Brazilian has got massive top speed advantage as well.
Yeah, exactly. And oh wow.
Cook not close enough, so we'll focus back on the lead of this race.
Yeah, I don't
Cook
think
and
that
Jero.
Cook even had the RS.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna get interesting. Oh, we have a yellow flag. That is Hudson.
Ooh, Hudson. Okay. Oh, I thought he was going to rejoin.
He's really close. Jero is really close. Here we go. Oh, he's gonna get him. Oh, another lockup from Christopher Raby. His tires are in a bad shape. Oh, but Jero didn't have the best exit.
Yes.
But he's gonna have DRS. He's getting closer and closer. 4 tenths. Now it's 3 tenths. Now it's 2 tenths. And he's going for it. Round the outside. Can he do it? Oh, he's going for the switchback. But it didn't really work for him, so... Ooh. David Cook 6 tenths behind Power West. This is epic. Absolutely epic.
Again, Raby with a lockup. Raby lives for another day, but it's more a question of when it's going to happen rather than if it's going to happen. But I'm cheering for Raby here. Sorry, Felipe, but oh man, I'm cheering for both of you. I don't care even. And Raby again, he is struggling. Raby is massively struggling. Hold some for now though. We're at the end of lap 38.
Oh,
again he slides it into the
and
final
he's really
corner.
Close. He's really close. He might try it into turn 1. Oh, and he's gonna go for it. He's going for it. Choose a line, Felipe. Down the inside into turn 1. 3 laps to go. And he's done him. Felipe Giro takes the lead in this race, and it's gonna make a huge difference in the championship if it stays like this.
And is it going to stay like this? That's the question. David Cook is closer to Parvis than he has been before. Loses out again in the first sector because of the dirty air on the flag-to-flag car. But can he get a bit closer? How much has he got still in those tires left in order to make a move on Parvis? Absolutely crazy race we're seeing here. Start of lap 39 this is.
Yeah, it is. And Cook now knows he needs to get ahead.
Ooh, bit of wheel spin for Parvis, but nonetheless he gets a good exit, so it's too far back I think.
Actually.
He's closing. Have a look on the inside. No. Again
Parvis
does the same move the whole race, and I love it. He doesn't bother defending, but just brakes nice, very steady on the brakes too. No lockups. He has done it all race. Fantastic job from Parvis.
I'm looking now in the chat and I see the happiness of Jiro's fans in the chat, and it's beautiful.
It is.
So David Cook. Here we go. Lap 40. Now it's 3 laps to go. 40, 41, 42. So 3 laps to go now. And I think Jero is gonna do it. But Cook needs to get ahead of Parves. Otherwise, if I'm looking elsewhere, there's no battles on the grid, so...
Come on,
it's
Cookie.
the only battle we have.
You can do better, Cookie. Come on. You can get him. Here we go. Nicely hitting those apexes. It's early on the apex, but loses out on the exit thanks to that. Here we go. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Few car lengths ahead. And is Raby in danger of losing second place?
I don't think so. The gap is 4 seconds and there's 2.5 laps to go, so I don't think that Raby is in danger of losing second place. And Cook has actually lost out to Parves compared to last lap by 3 tenths. He's far away from him.
Yeah, like I said, in the section where he goes uphill, you have the right-left. It's turns. What is it? 8 and 9. He took an early apex there, but thanks to that he... Ooh, bit of a lockup. But thanks to that he lost some time because of taking the early apex on the exit, and you could see that Parvis pulled away a couple of car lengths again.
Yeah.
Right before the DRS zone started. Cook keeps it nice over here through the triple apex. Is well fiddling with the power a little bit, trying to get on it. And I see Raby, that ACR car is just... He is on the horizon, but it's becoming a bigger and bigger dot on the horizon. What did Raby do last time round?
He did 43.1 and Giro was 1.2 seconds faster. And actually, oh wow,
I told you.
Parvis has done the almost personal best, and he was 1.7 quicker.
Yeah.
Than Christopher Raby. But David Cook is very close.
Yeah, we got a question.
He has lost out again.
Could we see Raby sacrifice his position for Cook? No, that's not gonna happen at all. And if it does happen, I'll lose all of my respect. Nonetheless, though, we'll see what happens here with Cook and Parvis. I mean, I don't even want to go that way, letting someone through. Oh man, oh man. Again, Raby, you just see the smoke coming off his tires the whole time. Lap 41, 2 more laps to go, including this one. And Cook is starting to run out of time.
Oh,
Can he do it this time? Maybe.
He's actually close.
Yes.
Only 4/10. Oh, he's close, he's gonna go for it. Here we go. And he goes down the inside. And... Oh, they are side by side, bit of contact. Parvis trying to hold it around the outside now, has the inside. Oh, this is gonna be really close. Ooh, almost another contact. How did they avoid that? I do not know, but Cook gets himself up into third position. Wow. Okay, so now Parvis might have a chance of coming back at him. But we'll see. What an ending. This is the last lap of the race, so... Yeah. We'll see. Parvis will obviously want to come back at him. Get his third position back. But can he do it? He can, but going to be very difficult. Of course, if Raby would now let David Cook get past, it would certainly help him in the championship by quite a lot. It's still 3 points difference, and it could mean a lot in the end. But will we see that? I don't know. Cook is certainly getting closer and closer, and he's almost in the DRS range, but he's not gonna get the DRS. Is he gonna let him pass though? Wow.
You better not.
And we'll see. I think he will though. I think he will. Oh, he goes for it. Down the inside. Yeah. Will he let him by? I don't know.
I mean, this is the final lap. Raby won't let him by, I'm telling you. Giro is coming across the line soon. But what can Cook do this time round?
Oh, actually, Harvest is right behind him. He might try a dive bomb. He doesn't, but he goes around the outside. Oh, this is going to be a finish. Ooh. Oh, is actually Cook gonna get him? Yes, he does! He let him past. He let him past. I think he let him pass though. I'm not too sure. But David Cook finishes second in front of Christopher Raby. Wow, what an ending to this race. Wow. I'll take a look at the replay. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look. Yeah. I saw a bit of... I took a look at the replay and I saw that he let off the throttle for just a bit.
No,
it wouldn't make a difference in the
Not
end.
even the throttle, he also pressed the brake.
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes a bit of a difference then. It was a team game though.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Press the brakes a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, indeed.
But to be honest, I think Cook would have gotten him anyway. But it would have been much closer than what it was. But I think it wouldn't make a difference in the end. So, that is it then. Felipe Giro has won the race in front of David Cook. Third place goes to Christopher Raby. Harris Parvers in fourth. Only 100 of a second behind Christopher Raby. Jordi Lopez finishes fifth with George Winter in sixth. Gerlof de Vries 7th. Cameron Roger 8th. Mark Hutchinson 9th. And Dmitry Zaharov rounding out the top 10. Will Barnes in 11th. Pascal Chapon in 12th. Mikhailo Vicentievich in 13th, Adam Osgur in 14th, Corey Hudson in 15th, Lucas Accentiu in the 16th, and Van Logenberg, Rias, Moyano, De Voltnel, Paling, Tucson, and Felix van Delft didn't finish the race. Wow, what an epic race, what an epic ending. That was absolutely unbelievable.
I definitely have to agree. Fantastic race. We have seen great amusement in the final couple of laps, and I guess we all have to be really, really pleased with that. Raby in the end, they're one of the losers for me. Same for Winter, of course, who perhaps had more, more opportunities to finish a bit higher. Obviously, it already went wrong for him at the start. So, yeah, I guess a few rounding words from you, Martin.
Oh, we have Felipe Giro here and Christopher Raby. So, if you want to do an interview with them, we could do that.
Then we get to hear Portuguese again. But okay, let's go. Yes, so obviously Giro takes the win. How do you feel? I mean, I guess pretty happy. The most obvious question for me would actually be to ask you, what were the final laps like? I mean, you saw Raby ahead. You must have seen as well that he was struggling heavily on those tires.
Yeah, first of all, thanks a lot, everyone. Jeroen, Martin, Chris, who's here, Pasha, who's the race director. It was an incredible weekend. Well, yeah, those last laps were quite hectic, to say the least. It was really exciting because Chris is a tough but an amazing fighter. He's really he's not a guy who's gonna push you off the track. He's not a guy who's gonna change your direction too late. He's always a fair driver. That's the word I'm looking for. He's always a fair driver who I always have a lot of fun battling with. Tough luck for him that I had my white visor again on this weekend. So,
it's that magic white visor. I swear every time.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it to you. I'm gonna pass it to you so you can have one. That's gonna help. Yeah, but I was really disappointed with my qualifying pace. I think I had pace for pole position, but ever since I joined the server, I had problems with my pedals. Dual knows what I'm talking about. My throttle pedal was flickering every time, and with boost too. That really compromises your exit, your entry, especially out of the anti-penultimate corner. Yeah, I qualified 9th. I had a good start. I tried to avoid Jordi at turn 1, and I just started climbing. I mean, I've passed George because he made a mistake. I undercutted David. George had a spin. I managed to pass Cameron and Harris. Finally, I think Chris can feel happy about this for at least this weekend, because I think for the first time ever in FSR history, one of the flag to flag cars have been overtaken this season, because we all know how difficult it is to pass those guys. They're doing a great job. Yeah, and then after that, I just started catching Chris. Bit by bit. I tried to save the best for the end, tried to save fuel and tires for the end, and I managed to get the job done. It was really important because I knew once Cook passed Harris, he would actually give him the place. So That was a vital overtake, and let's see what happens. If possible, let's see what happens in Interlagos. Thank you a lot. Obrigado a todos. Barato é louco. E até Interlagos, dia 27 de novembro. Fiquem ligados. Valeu, um abraço para todo mundo.
Yes, and Christopher Raby, hello, welcome
Hello.
in the commentary booth. So how did you experience the last couple of laps? I mean, that didn't look good. Tire wear issues, mainly? Or the driving?
Yeah, kind of tyre wear issues, and also I would say that my lack of practice, especially on the on worn tyres, didn't really help. The first half of the stint was fine, but after that the pace started dropping off, especially in the last 5 laps. But I'm happy with the result, considering how my last few races have gone. So, all in all, a good result for the team, and congrats to Felipe and David.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that. Good result for the team, because we definitely saw you lifting off there. I assume to give Cook a better position coming into Lagos.
Yeah. We knew that it's going to be a tight battle for the title, especially with only a few. Well, I wouldn't say a few points, but there's definitely a gap there. But every point counts, and in the end, if David had his bad race like he has, and he's had a few bad races in Malaysia and Hungary, so these points could mean prizes at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, you're definitely not the person then with a big ego. If I were you, I would have said fuck you, David Cook, and move on. But obviously that's the choices you have got, and you went with, I guess, the right one from the team's perspective. The team will be very delightful that you did that, and obviously that's your choice. So very well done, Chris.
Thank you.
And, is this the first time you've been on the podium? I think since a long while as well, or am I mistaken here?
Yeah, I was on the podium in Singapore after penalties and appeals and everything, but yeah, especially Japan was a bad race with bad qualifying, and Malaysia was a race I don't really want to talk about. but apart from that, I'm pleased with the result. Everyone raced fairly that I raced against, and I'm glad with the result.
Yeah, very well done, and hope to see you in next week. Is it at Brazil?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm unsure whether or not I'll be attending that race.
Yeah,
but
of course you will be. Come on, and then you let David Cook through at the end. Just to wave at him again. So no problem, no problem. Dave or Felipe, a few closing words from you. You're heading in to Interlagos with obviously. You have to be realistic and say that it's David Cook's championship to lose. But how are you looking at Interlagos? It's a home race for you. It has to be a fun track as well for you because it's your home race. You want to do something special. You want to deliver. How are you feeling heading into that track, and also with regards to the championship?
Interlagos is my home, of course. I love this track. One thing I would like to say to everyone is that this track cannot be outside of the Formula One calendar. Cannot. I love the atmosphere, the layout. It's not my favorite track, but it is one of the best tracks we have in the calendar. My head is completely open for any possibilities because you're right. It's David's championship to lose, so no pressure on me.
Well said.
I only have things to win, and well, let's see what happens. And first and last but not least, I would like to thank everyone at Origin Front Row Racing because the car was fantastic today, and mainly you for the tips and the setups. For everything that you've been doing to me in this championship. Thanks a lot.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to work with you, and we'll see you next time round in Interlagos. I think you have the right attitude there, saying you have nothing to lose and just go in there fighting and do the best you can, and that's indeed all you can do. Stefanko, Martin, have you got something to say here for us, or are we closing it off here?
So the difference in the championship is now 21 points, which means that Felipe Jeroen needs to win the final Grand Prix in Interlagos, and then it's all about David Cook where he will finish. So I think that's definitely something to look up to and look forward to coming into the final round, which will be next week.
There we go then, very very good. We'll be closing it off here. The 2016 season at Kota is a fact. We've seen all 3 divisions, WC, Ace and Pro Racing, and we've had some fantastic results. Perhaps not in Ace, which was a bit dull, to be completely honest, but oh wait, yeah. I cannot, by the way, say a race is dull, but long story. We'll be finishing it off here. Thank you all for watching. Thanks all for coming out, and I hope to see you all in 1 week time at Brazil Interlagos for a fantastic closing of the season and a champion which definitely will be crowned. Thanks all for watching, and take care at home. Goodbye.
Goodbye.